Distinguished guests, partners, and visionaries, good morning to us all, and thank you for being here today. This room represents the future of inclusion, and the conversations we start here will shape generations. Now, let me share a truth that demands our attention. The greatest untapped market in Nigeria isn't all. And I speak from the perspective of a human resources professional. It isn't technology, it's inclusion. Yet we keep leaving billions on the table because we see disability as charity, not as strategy. That ends today. Let us imagine a Nigeria where every person, regardless of ability, can walk into a bank, access credit, launch a business, and live with dignity. That future is not a dream. It is a decision, and it begins with us. The World Health Organization estimates that around 1.3 billion people, about 16% of the global population, experience significant disability. According to African Disability Rights Yearbook, there are reportedly over 29 million Nigerians living with some form of disability. In addition to this data, persons with disability often lack access to the financial services provided by financial service providers, such as payment services, loans, pensions, insurance, and investment portfolios. Now consider this. According to the World Economic Forum, the global disability market represents $13 trillion, not naira, $13 trillion in annual disposable income. That's not charity. That's $1 trillion opportunity hiding in plain sight. I thought we'll clap. So why do we still treat inclusion as a favor when it is clearly a growth engine? Why do we underestimate the power of designing for everyone? Could it be because of short-term thinking, seeing inclusion as an expense, not an investment? Underestimation, failing to recognize the creativity and innovation persons with disabilities bring. Lack of intentionality, talking about inclusion without embedding it into systems and strategies. Fear. Fear of change, fear of cost, and fear of complexity. Ignorance, not knowing the economic potential that inclusion unlocks. Biases, deep-rooted stereotypes and assumptions about disability. And lastly, complacency, comfort with the status quo, and unwilling to innovate. These are not just words, they are barriers. And every barrier we leave standing costs us growth, costs us innovation, and costs us, most importantly, humanity. When we embed inclusion into our micro and macro spaces, our products, our policies, our culture, we don't just change lives, we change economies. We unlock innovation, we unlock markets, we unlock human potential. Organizations that lead on inclusion outperform their peers. They attract the best talent, build resilient systems, and create products that serve everyone, not just the majority. That's not just good ethics, that's good business. But let me be clear. Having the same conversation repeatedly will not drive growth. Awareness without action is stagnation. We must move from dialogue to intentional design. From good intentions to measurable impacts. This is not about ticking boxes. It's about embedding inclusion into the DNA of our organizations, into strategy, innovation, and leadership. What if the next big idea in fintech does not come from Silicon Valley, but from a visually impaired entrepreneurial in Lagos? What if the future of banking is shaped by voices we have ignored for too long? Every time we design a product without accessibility, we leave money on the table. Every time we overlook a person with a disability, we lose creativity, perception, and innovation. Inclusion is not a cost center, it is a competitive advantage. Today, as we gather here, let us all make a bold commitment not to just talk about inclusion, but to act on it. Let us build financial systems where no one is invisible. Let us create workplaces where disability isn't a slogan, but a lived reality. Because when we include everyone, we don't just change lives, we change the future. And the question is, are we all ready to lead that future? The time for charity is over. The time for inclusion, our strategy is now. Let's not wait for the world to change. Let's be the ones who change it. Thank you.